Dave, I've got trivia. I need a winner bad, and I know you're good at it. We're going to do Cleveland coaching fires. Here's what you can win.
You can win tickets to the Jordan Sparks and Kate Vogel show at the House of Blues on June 17th. And we're also giving away the Brea Rib Cook-Off tickets this weekend.
Wow, nice prize. Aaron, what do you got?
All right, Athletic Director Hugh Hindman fired this man, Hack, after the 1978 Gator Bowl.
What team? I know what team it is. Tell the call.
No, I won't tell him what team. Athletic Director Hugh Hindman.
78. Think Gator Bowl. Think 78. Come on, David.
78.
Yeah, Gator Bowl. Remember, there was an infamous happening at that game. Charlie Bauman.
How about back in 78? That'd be about Woody Hayes.
Yes. Woody Hayes. Yes. You did not call Woody Hayes a hack, bro, because we're going to fight if you did. And I'm serious now. Don't do that, Aaron. Don't disrespect the man. If you think, not knowing anything because you're young and not having gone through that, if you think what he did was terrible, fine. You don't call Woody Hayes a hack because he wasn't. He's one of the most respected coaches in the history of college football, and the people that played for him would fight for him and would die for him.
Nah, lost all credibility with me.
Nah, well, that's with you. With a lot of people around here, he's still a very, very noteworthy person, and he was a good person with good character. That was one bad incident, and I'll give you that. It was very embarrassing.
There was more than one bad incident.
All right, David, here you go, Dave. Here's what you've won.
You have won Jordan.
Munch is going to fight you. You know that? I'm waiting for Munch to come flying in the door right now to pummel you. I am. I'm sorry, Ashley.
Of what is Ohio State?
Yeah, hey, you're right, Dave. He started the whole thing. Here's what you won, Dave. I'm not going to get into this with him. Go ahead.
All right, you've won tickets to the Jordan Sparks and Kate Vogel show at the House of Blues on
Give them to your kids,
17th.
Dave. They'll love them.
Yes, they will. And you've also won tickets to the Brea Rib Cook-Off this weekend.
Now, you can go to that. Hang on, David. You are a winner. Aaron, I understand what you're saying as far as that was a very embarrassing thing, and it was so out of character for Coach Hayes, but the one thing I know as an Ohioan and as an Ohio State fan is I will never judge him only based on that one incident. Nor should you. And I know that, believe me, I know that if you're not from here, you weren't alive back then, and you just hear some guy punched a kid, yeah, that is horrible. You're right. But Coach Hayes was a very honorable man.
He lost it. And for people that, still put up it's just the kind of mistake to me that you just can't make. That's why I feel like he lost all credibility with me. And, Tony, I know the history. I've watched the documentaries. You don't have to go there with me. But to me, you make a mistake like that, you lose a lot of your credibility and all the good things.
You're opening up a big can of worms, though, by name calling. You don't want a name call. Okay? If you want to come out and say you think it's a disgrace he did that, you're right. It was a disgrace. Don't call him a hack.
Wait, so the guy strangles a kid. I mean, I know it was like 30 years ago.
He didn't strangle him, Aaron. He just punched through his face mask. The kid had a helmet on. Come on.
Tone.
He gave him like a throat.
Do I have to go back and show you the videotape now in the commercial break? It was a full-on strangle.
Aaron, I watched it as a little kid growing up, as a high schooler, as a sophomore in high school. I watched it in my home. I know about it. I watched it live.
I disagree. I think it was one of the biggest travesties in sports, in my opinion. If you are really one of the great coaches of all time, can you imagine coming and strangling some kid on the field during a game?
It wasn't strangling. Munch, help me. Mark, wherever you are, Mark, come back. Look, I don't have the time.
Do you understand my point?
No, I understand your point. It was terrible. It was a terrible thing. No one's denying that. The guy got fired for it. By the way, after winning 4 national championships or whatever, and he got fired for that. Yeah, it was terrible. Don't judge the man by that.
It affected his legacy, in my view, a lot.
Then
totally
how do you judge Bob
changed
Knight?
his legacy. In the same way.
Bob Knight had,
Daryl, when I think of Bob Knight, I don't think about national championships at Indiana. I think about chair throwing and acting like a little kid.
Fair.
That's how I did that. Sorry, that's how I am. And I wouldn't send my kid to play for Bob Knight, and I'm not sure I would have sent my kid in 1960 whatever to play for Woody Hayes.
Now, I know as a basketball player, you know who Bob Knight is.
Yes.
Okay. Did you know about Woody Hayes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, growing up in Ohio, right?
Yep.
Coach Hayes. Did you think he was a hack?
I wouldn't say no. He's not a hack.
Right. But it was
what
embarrassing.
What he did was wrong.
Yeah.
It was wrong.
It's amazing. And word to your mother. Word up to the seriously, listen up, kids out there, listen up. That goes to show you that you could build up 4 decades of goodwill and good doing, and you can ruin it with one bad thing, with one wrong move.
Yep.
No question.
And then you're known forever. All the goodwill, all the 4 decades of good stuff you did, young people like Aaron will consider you a quote hack
or a hypocrite.
Because,
He's a hypocrite.
because you had one day where you snapped.
Art Modell.
Yeah, Art Modell. For those of you that don't remember, young people, Aaron, Ashley, Art Modell did a lot of good in this town. He was a philanthropist. He gave a lot of money to the Cleveland Clinic. He did a lot of civic things, and there were a lot of people that made a living from Art Modell that will swear by him to this day. I can't forgive him for moving the Browns. Sorry. And that's a shame, too.
And I have a hard time forgiving Woody Hayes for strangling that
fair
kid.
enough. Fair enough. Please don't call him a name, though, because, there's people like me and like Mark Munch Bishop that still think a lot of him.
Don't you agree that it was hypocritical for him to do that?
No,
based on what
Aaron,
he stood for going into it?
Aaron, I'm not going to get into it, okay? The guy lost it. No one wanted to win worse than Woody. He was getting up there in years. He snapped. It was a bad thing. He should have been fired, and he was. But that's not how I remember him. I remember him in 72 Rose Bowl with 74 Rose Bowl with Archie. Yeah. I remember him in 68 winning the national championship barely, and then 69 getting upset by me. That's how I remember Coach Hayes. I just remember him that way.
I will say this, though. I think most people from my generation, when they think of Woody Hayes, they think of the incident. First thing that jumps to mind.
Yeah, and Dave, I've got trivia. I need a winner bad, and I know you're good at it. We're going to do Cleveland coaching fires. Here's what you can win.
You can win tickets to the Jordan Sparks and Kate Vogel show at the House of Blues on June 17th. And we're also giving away the Bria Rib Cook-Off tickets this weekend.
Wow, nice prize. Aaron, what do you got?
All right, Athletic Director Hugh Hindman fired this man, hack, after the 1978 Gator Bowl.
What team? I know what team it is. Tell the call.
No, I won't tell him what team. Athletic Director Hugh
78,
Hindman.
think Gator Bowl. Think 78. Come on, David.
78?
Yeah, Gator Bowl. Remember? There was an infamous happening at that game. Charlie Bauman.
How about back in 78? That'd be about Woody Hayes.
Yes.